The Week with Ben Ellis.
This is Switch.
It's The Week with me, Ben Ellis, here on Switch Radio. It's time to bring our co-host in for this week. It is the star of Weekend Breakfast on Saturday and Sunday, which ironically is the weekend. It's Terri-Anne Coope, and she joins us on the line right now. Terry, hello.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, not bad at all. Were you?
I'm pretty good. I'm glad to be on The Week finally.
Oh yeah, this is your calling. This is it. For those who are watching on the video right now, Terri-Anne is not speaking into a hairdryer. She's
No, I'm not.
So it's quite a nifty bit of equipment that you've got there. So never mind. Let's press on then with the stories of the week. And it seems that we're always starting with coronavirus, and that's just where we are lately at the moment. It's a three-tiered system brought in by Boris Johnson, and we in Birmingham are in tier 2, which when you think there's 1, 2, 3, 2, that's okay. It's not too bad. But when the tier 2 is actually high as opposed to very high, then it does offer some restrictions on us.
Yeah, I think it's been a little bit difficult, this one, to navigate, because beforehand, when there was no tier system, we were told that we were in a high risk area, and we had some household mixing kind of brought onto us, household mixing ban brought onto us. But the rules were quite vague. Now I feel like in the tier system, it seems to be a little bit more clear on what we can and can't do.
Well, the rules are at the moment that what we can and can't do is essentially we can mix between two households, no more than 6 people, as long as it's in the garden. It can't happen in the house. And the 10 o'clock curfew is still in place for pubs and restaurants. I think the idea that you can meet up in your garden and not your house is interesting to me. Our own circumstances here. 2 weeks ago, we moved house. If the rules had been happening 2 weeks ago at the old house, it wouldn't have been workable because there was no way to out of the back garden. There was no way out of the back garden unless you went through the house. And now we can do that. But the idea that the garden's okay but the house isn't, just I don't know, just seems a bit strange to me.
It is a bit bizarre, yeah. I mean, me and my partner, we've just moved ourselves into a house share, and it's been a little bit of a nightmare, actually, because we didn't know whether we were going to be able to move at all, considering the ban on household mixing. So luckily we've been able to do that as well. So it seems like we're in the same boat, actually, Ben.
Did you know the people you were moving in with?
So we didn't start off with, no. We know them now. They're lovely, but
yeah, that's official. That's official. That's on tape. That they're lovely.
But we were quite confused about whether we would be able to move into a shared house, considering the household mixing ban, and if they were to bring in any tier 3 restrictions, we wouldn't have even known whether we would have been able to move at all. Luckily, we have been able to, but it was a trying time.
Sir Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, they want a what's called a circuit breaker, don't they? They want the idea that everything shuts down as it did effectively in March, and but for the period that essentially covers the half-term holidays. But the government are almost vehemently against this. Where do you stand on the circuit breaker idea?
First off, I just want to commend all the politicians for the use of all the new jargon that we've got this year. Circuit breaker happens to be my favourite one. I think it's my favourite, and then furlough is second. Didn't know what that was before coronavirus. But I don't know. I feel like, as you've seen in Liverpool, tier 3 restrictions have been quite a hot topic, and I feel like for us to go into a circuit breaker lockdown, I'm really not sure where the economy would stand on this. Would more people will lose their jobs, their livelihoods, and whether the support that Rishi has given, that 67% that you can get instead of the furlough scheme, I genuinely don't think for families on minimum wage that will be enough.
You're on first name terms with the Chancellor?
I wish I was.
Boris, Prime Minister, Richie, the Chancellor. I don't think anybody would go so far as to call the Health Secretary by his first name. But there we go. There we go. Where do you think
something new every day?
Where do you think this is going to end up? I mean, we're 6 weeks away from the start of Advent, so we're 6 weeks away from going into December, and as we know, some people put their Christmas decorations up in mid-November, but the idea that Christmas is coming, but there's no seemingly end to this in the way. We know the German market's not going to happen in Birmingham this year. That's a source of sadness for a lot of people, present company excluded. I'm absolutely thrilled, but we, you know what I mean? But we're going to get to the stage where I'm not looking forward to having to explain to my children why Christmas is going to be different this year. And it's odd. It's odd.
I totally get what you mean. I think a lot of people are experiencing COVID fatigue. They're a little bit sick of it, and I think by Christmas it's just going to get worse. But I can see the restrictions. I mean, everyone's saying March, April 2021, obviously for things like the 10 p.m. curfew, but I can't see them easing up anything before Christmas.
No, and that would curtail the legendary Switch Radio Christmas night out, which which we would be very, very sad about, and which always ends up being a fun evening, but obviously, and we can't stop at 10 o'clock if we were going to go and do it, so we've got to be kind of realistic about this. Speaking of which, as well, we'll move on in just a second. Switch Radio is now 10 years old, and we had our birthday celebrations this week, and the video is there if you want to go and see it on our Facebook page, and I think we premiered it on Tuesday night, but you were the one, Terri-Anne, that put this whole thing together.
Yeah, I took a little bit of inspiration actually, because we were part of a live event that was broadcast with Culture Central, and Ashley and Rakim Omar from BBC WM, Ashley Roberts from Unplugged on a Monday on Switch, hosted it, and it was fantastic. I thought it was a really good idea. They really shined a light on some of the local creative talent we've got in the West Midlands, and I was like, we've not got a lot of time, but how can I do something like this to celebrate Switch's birthday? And I mean, I didn't have a lot of time at all. I wanted to turn it around for local radio day. We ended up doing it the day after. Unfortunately, my internet is quite poor, but thanks to you, Ben, we were able to get it uploaded onto the Tuesday, which I deny. So grateful for.
I totally deny any involvement in this whatsoever. Yes, I might have been in the video, but that's as far as it went. I'm having nothing to do with this.
But I managed to gather around a lovely team of volunteers. Everyone's so fantastic. It was great to see that even some people, our Wayne from Daytime and Wayne's Asylum, he still has his certificates from 2006.
That is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I haven't got. I did mine 20 years ago, which is scary enough as it is, and I haven't got mine. So fair play to Wayne for that. But yeah, Switch Radio is 10 years old. You can still see the video if you check it out right now. And we will come back for more of the stories of the week with our co-host Terri-Anne Coope next here on Switch Radio. I say next, yeah, later. I don't know whenever we do. I don't know. You think I'll just throw this together?
Tomorrow.
as long as it's before next Sunday. All right. Okay. For more great videos from the week, make sure you subscribe to our channel. It's down here somewhere. And don't forget, you can catch us on the radio every Sunday between 12 and 2 on FM across Birmingham, 107.5, on mobile, on DAB and online. We're made for Birmingham. This is Switch Radio.